That's a sick beat, man. That's a new Skrillex song. It's awesome.
Down in the bottom right, our Protoss player, 1 of 2.
Classic.
I got that one from Tasis. When we can't tell what the names are, he says 1 of 2.
It's a good solution. Up here at the top, the other of the 2 in the blue.
C.
2 of 2 is a good way to put it as well.
Yeah, he fills the half. Or fills the hole. He's the second half.
Yeah, that's it.
So, I mean, this map pick, Frost, looks like he plans on playing a longer game here. It's just so hard for a player like Seed because, yes, he has these ragtag players he can practice with, his old teammates, but how much time can they spend away from their own practice to help him out?
Yeah.
And he's playing against, for example, Classic, who's got so much support, on SKT.
That's the thing. No matter how many friends you have and how hard you're practicing from home, it's going to be hard to keep up with a group of 10 or so of the world's absolute best pros, including most of the best Protosses, that get up every day at the same time and practice on a schedule together. He has Parting and Rain. If those are the only 2 people on his team, his PvP would still be just unbelievably strong.
Yeah, and consider as well, he's also got Roro in the group, somebody who's also got a well-funded team that's very well put together. And then up against, the old ESF team, MVP's Tails. It's a very difficult opponent to prepare for.
That's right. It's a tough group. So.
It really is. You gotta look at this and say, well, it's rough for you, man, Seed.
I think it's one of the stronger groups overall. It's a hard one. I feel like both Classic and Roro are without doubt Code S material. And then, Tails, of course, he's a very dangerous player, and Seed is kind of this dark horse type of guy. No one thought he was going to win Code S this season. He won it. I don't think many people are thinking he's going to get into Code S right now, but maybe he does, because he is that kind of dark horse player that it's hard to expect exactly what he's going to do.
I just really would like to see him get his nerves together here, because he's, no doubt, prepared so well for this and so hard. For this. This is his map pick, and he gets cross spawn. So if you pick Frost, you probably want cross spawns. You pick the map for a reason.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. It looks like he wants to go for a fast expansion.
Yeah, he's doing basically the same build we saw Classic do in the previous game.
Classic, on the other hand, going for a Stargate and a single Stalker. Now, you think this is going to be just into a Nexus, or is he going to add a couple gates?
I want to say he goes Oracle into a Nexus, especially once he figures out that the bases are cross. I think it's a reasonable follow-up here.
I think that is the best course of action. I really like builds like this. Either Nexus into Oracle or Oracle into Nexus. Both are very, very strong builds. And, even though, for instance, his Nexus will be a little bit slower than Seed's, if he kills just a few probes of that Oracle and can keep it alive, then he's completely fine.
Yeah. On this map, Protoss as a Protoss is often not about who gets the faster base or the faster tech. It's how you build the composition. Because you're both going the same place different ways, right? You're building that very late game Charge Zealot, Archon, Colossus composition, and you have to add a few Immortals in there too, but you're both basically going down different paths to build this comp. And on this map at cross spawns, there's not a whole lot of timing attacks to hit to punish Nexus timings. Yeah. So both players getting a fast Nexus here, even the half to 2/3 faster Nexus that Seed has here means that he's going to have a later Stargate tech, so his Oracle is later, and things kind of balance out on this type of map.
Well, here's one really nice thing. He's going to get the first scout off with this Oracle just before that Phoenix gets in. And when he sees, okay, the Nexus building, he's going to see an Oracle building. If he wants to, he can go directly into Phoenix play, which is going to be an awesome counter to any Stargate. And look at this, already tons of damage being done.
Yeah, even baiting out that overcharge.
Oh man, forcing the Nexus cannon, going up in probe count. This was fantastic.
That's exactly what he wants, and he even saves the Oracle this time, gets that out of there. So the switch to Phoenixes for both players is on, and we could have one of these funky Phoenix versus Phoenix games.
I love those, actually.
Well, it's funny because you can actually decide to either commit to the battle, or you can just try to switch out of it. But if both commit, then it's really, really hard. It becomes harder and harder to switch out of Phoenixes.
Yes, you have to get up to 3 bases and continue to make them, and then just slip in Archons. It's the only really good way. Well, you know what? That didn't do as much damage as the other Oracle did, and he's lost it now, which is a big issue. And even in Phoenix vs. Phoenix, because you can tag their Phoenixes with that Oracle, and that's important.
That's really true.
Or you can draw them out of position. Either one is so strong.
I like his choice to stick around and try to kill that sentry, though, because, you know, with the Phoenix on the map, there's no way you're getting out of there. So he at least tried to maximize the value. But that's what happens when you have that vision of your opponent's Oracle first. You just get ready with the Phoenix. And they're both going Phoenixes, but we do see a switch now by Classic into that Twilight Council, so we can get Archons out to help out with that.
Well, that is the switch that you're going to have to go for, the very early one, unless you do want to get into that crazy late game scenario. But I always feel like the player that goes Phoenix is a little bit longer. If he stays completely on top of when his opponent switches out and what to, then he should be at an advantage, in my opinion. Because you can get in there, you can kill off their Phoenixes, losing very few because Phoenixes snowball super fast, and then you can get that economic advantage.
Especially on a map like this, where it's not like Yunsu, where you can walk across the map with Charge Zealot, Archon, try to hit a timing at the third or something, maybe catch them before their gateway wall is up. On this map, it takes so long to get across the map that you're going to be able to force them to turn around several times, most likely, if you have that huge Phoenix lead. Keep killing the probes, you know, maybe killing sentries, anything you get your hands on.
Well, it looks like we're going to have a little harassment attack, I guess, from Classic. Thing is, none of these units should make it out alive.
Yeah, he's going to lose everything, most likely here, right? I mean, how can he escape with half the Phoenix count? The Oracle has got basically 0 hit points.
Could he be waiting for something to move across the map and just saying, I'm going to defend when his Phoenix come over near me, and then kill all his probes?
It's, it seems to be what he's doing since he's waited over there.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting play.
What do you think about the Blink? You know, usually you can't even kill this many Phoenixes, even if you do have Blink and twice as many Stalkers as they have Phoenixes.
Well, you know, he's planning on being defensive for this moment until he gets that critical mass. I'm not surprised he's doing it. I don't like the switch in Archons unless you're on 3 bases. It gets, like, it's kind of sloppy, because if they make any gateway units with it, they can pick off your Archons rather easily. So I think it's a really good choice here by Classic.
Okay. We'll see how much these Phoenixes do and how much the counterattack does, because I think he might take this opportunity knowing that the Phoenixes are away. He can go and hide his units.
As soon as he sees these, I would be surprised if he doesn't do some sort of counterattack. Now let's see, he is coming right in, and the next Cannon plus these Stalker is going to try to hold everything off. In the meantime, here we go. He is going in.
Yep, just going to try to pick off those sentries.
Oh, man. Well.
Whoa.
Okay, it didn't really do much.
I guess the idea was to kill the Mothership Core before he could overcharge with those Phoenixes, then do that?
I think there wasn't much hope in that. It's pretty quick, but oh my god, see this now. The extra Phoenix count just dealing so much damage. Yes, an Oracle can kill things quickly, but 8 Phoenixes kill them quicker.
Yeah, that's very true.
They kill probes at the speed of click.
They certainly do, man. I use G-click, man. And, I mean, the worker count is actually still fairly even here. Phoenix count much better for Seed still, but he doesn't have that Blink. He doesn't have the +1.
No, he doesn't. But he is making Immortals, and let's not forget he has like 7 Phoenix. Ooh! Ooh! The Oracle's suddenly being a hero.
Yeah.
Funny how quickly things can change like that. It brings that probe count to even now. But let's not forget the amount of Phoenixes he does have is still actually quite useful. But we still have 3 of them for Classic as well.
And the multitasking here for Classic is shining through quite well. He's just constantly harassing. And on a big map like this, you can probably get away with hiding your Phoenixes and your Oracle. So even though your opponent has Phoenixes, you still get away, you still hide them. You know, you keep them around for harassment as long as you don't go to a predictable path, and he's avoiding them now. Here we go, comes in again, and even though there's Stalkers here, he can target down 3, 4 more.
He's sacrificing it now. You know what? This has been like really great harassment by Classic. And even by Seed, it was good harassment. But now Classic is up by, is this 9 probes he's up by? It's craziness.
Ooh, he's keeping these High Templar to feed back the Phoenixes. That's like always a risky thing to do.
Yeah.
Because if you're a bit too slow on the draw, you lose your very expensive High Templar.
If they lift the High Templars, you're in so much trouble. Oh, man. And the thing is, once they lift, even if you feedback the one that has lifted a High Templar, it doesn't have enough energy that it's going to die from it, so it doesn't drop it.
Yeah.
And that can be an issue because you start like feedbacking like no, I don't want to lose all these, and then you lose them all because you feedback the wrong ones, and it's just bad.
Yeah, most people would just leave the Archon there, but I guess if you feedback all of them somehow and you lose a high Templar, then you know that they're not going to be able to harass you for a really long time.
I do this against Phoenixes as well. I really like to feedback if possible, but looks like he's going the Archon route for now. Phoenix is trying to fly back in, see if they can do something.
Loses one. Not too big of a deal. Not like really the crux of his build anymore. Just a nice little harassment force. Not able to deny this Nexus from getting dropped. He does pick off the probe, saves those Phoenixes.
You know, this game is actually kind of interesting. It looks like it's going to go long with slightly different unit compositions here. For Seed, we have way more Immortals, way less Stalkers, but we have a lot of Stalkers out there for Classic. The thing is, as this game gets longer and the supplies increase, Classic has to find a way to use his Stalkers where he can lose them, but while doing a lot of damage and slowing his opponent down.
Yeah. Look at how much damage these Phoenixes are still going to get down. That one Phoenix alone has 7 kills. Even picks off one of his opponent's Phoenixes, and is he going to get away with really nice angle here? No, it's not
He might get one of them out. And probably not. Well, finally, those are going to be killed off. You have to feel like pretty bad, though, if you have 3 times almost as many Phoenixes at one point, and his Phoenixes do more damage than yours. That doesn't even...
That's an awkward feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I said this earlier. This matchup can often... Wow, he's trapped. The Phoenix blinks a bit overzealously, so I think he's only going to get half of them, but...
Yeah. The blink was a little bit early, but in the meantime, we do have Seed warping in some Dark Templars. See what he's going to do with these. Going up into the natural, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually going to be able to get a lot done with these, because I think there's only one observer on the map right now. Look at that cannon is quite key, and a great force field there.
Yeah, that was a pretty awesome one.
Not going
It's hiding beneath that tree. Extra cloaking.
Well, this DT already at 3 kills, though, and actually somehow he dodges it. Oh.
Oops.
He accidentally attacked the pylon.
Well, you know what? He actually did some damage with them. It wasn't optimal for 3 DTs, but there's now the fear of DT. There's a slowed down third base economy, whereas his third base economy went straight away into mining.
Yeah, you could see
He's forcing extra cannons, extra observers. He's killed a pylon. He's killed some probes. I would say overall the DT harassment was actually okay.
Yeah, he forces 3 cannons to be made. That's, you know, the cost of a Nexus, more than a Nexus.
Yeah.
So I like that, you know, quite a bit. And this matchup really becomes a contest of who can build the better comp and then who can engage with it better.
Yeah.
Because when it becomes late game, it doesn't matter whose base is up really anymore once you get maxed out, because banks don't work like they do in ZBZ, where it's like, okay, I can make 40 Stalkers right now or something crazy like that. Let's see, I mean, this War Prism here already kind of dealt with, but he does have a DT in here. Nah.
Well, he's actually warping in quite a few units, but in the meantime, it looks like Classic has decided that he will continue this attack. Now, where's his Mothership Core? I don't think he has one, which means that Time Warp is going to be huge here. Thing is, Classic has more army supply and some of the army supplies at home right now for Seed.
Yeah,
or at his opponent's base, rather.
Right, now he's got the Time Warp going down here. One of the Immortals does get lifted, and it looks like he may have enough to break through. He's got the better angle this whole time.
Well, Classic, this is so beautiful with the warp in from behind, and he did, of course, have more units. His Mothership Core did end up making it up. All these things work together, and he is just going to crush through here, and there's no coming back for Seed.
Yeah, no way. DT's over here, you know, may save him for now, because somehow there's no observer with this army, but he can just run through, blink away.
You know, you always feel good when you can kind of kill off their army with those DTs, but he lost the third base, and his army died as well. So even though we're at even army supplies, the additional base for Classic is enough, I would say, that it's just going to propel him to a victory.
Yep, he's going to clean up these Zealots in the main base finally here. Looks like he's going to probably send those probes back to mining. And yeah, I mean, you can see the income tab at the top right, you know, just underneath those resources there. A significantly better mineral income here, and that's going to allow him to just finish off the game with a ton of Archons being added in.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. That extra base, it means really everything. You cannot let your opponent be up a base. And when he lost his, even though those DTs did such great work, too little, too late.
Yeah, if you lose a base, but you have a maxed out Protoss army, and you win the fight, you crush it, then that's a different story. But when you trade evenly, obviously the base is going to be what you want. Now, he's trying to do a desperate counterattack here.
He's trying to say, I killed your army off, you only had gateway units, maybe I can get you. Unfortunately for him, there's enough gateways, there's enough resources in Classic. Remakes his army, holds him off, and unfortunately for Seed, he's now in the loser's match against Roro. That's rough.
That is rough, man. And you know, it's a matchup he's probably prepared the least for, considering he has 2 Protoss opponents versus just having 1 Zerg opponent. But you know, he has to keep in mind that the possibility of Zerg is there, and at least for him this time, Daedalus Point is removed from the map pool.
Well, I'm sure a lot of Protosses are happy about that. So that means our winner match is going to be Tails against Classic. I have to give the edge to Classic, but who knows what Tails came up with?
Yeah, I have to give the edge to Tails, especially based on how well he prepared in Game 1, man.
He did predict Tails, and so far you're looking pretty smart. But you also predicted Roro, and you're looking dumb.
Oh, no. What will I do, Artest?
I don't know. I think we both might go 50-50 today. We'll see on that.
Yeah, I guess I'm in a paradox now.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll see the first player to go into